continuing on this series that we've been calling Behind Closed Doors. Just how many conversations like this do you have every day, with really fascinating people, and something, some point of view is shared and you're like, wow, that really makes me think, makes me change kind of, how I might go about my day or my business. You've been an incredible partner. You've worked with a number of our companies already. One in particular, I was at the board meeting last week, and one of the founders said, Ram said something to me that I will never forget, and it had to do with curiosity and discipline. Can you first capture what exactly that thing is, and then tell us what you mean by it, why it's important to you? Go for it.
Yeah, and maybe Wills, if you don't mind, I'll just share like the genesis of this concept. So I was an early and first time startup revenue leader, and I was looking to find out who I am, and how does who I am translate into the type of profile I recruit and is successful working under this my approach. But I didn't even define my approach. So it's pretty hard to tell somebody else to work into my approach when I didn't define it. So I went on a little bit of a soul searching session with an actual mentor of mine, and that was pretty important, where they asked me to write down who are you and what drives you, what are your characteristics. And we went through a bunch of long-winded conversations, and it all boiled down to two things that I think I found myself being drawn to. And those two things are curiosity and discipline. And how I define that is curiosity is your ability to constantly look for more facts and think deeper, not only connect what's in front of you, but also connect what's around you to what you're seeing. So a good example is, how do market conditions actually affect the customer in their current mindset? And are you thinking about that before you go into a phone call? And then discipline is actually doing the work and doing it systematically and doing it consistently through that example. That would look like doing your homework, reading market conditions, reading a 10K before you go in to call a customer. And what I found really interesting is, yeah, that sounded really cool when I came up with it, but on their own, they were pretty useless. But connected, curiosity and discipline together, to me, is undefeated. And that is really what I was sharing with that team. Is it's not about doing one by itself. It's about doing it together. And imagine not only thinking through the questions, being open to learning more and getting feedback from people, but also tying that back into how you execute on a day-to-day basis. That just builds a muscle that makes any customer or any internal stakeholder or any partner of any kind feel like you understand them, you've heard them, and you're providing a unique point of view that is something that allows you to have maybe a deeper relationship with that individual versus a surface level relationship. So that was really where I was coming from, and it took me a while to get there, but I've been trying to share that with more and more people as they look to build their teams.
That's all. It is just to clarify for myself, is part of this also that if you only have one but not the other, it's not a winning it's not a winning strategy, or kind of.
Yeah, I 100% believe that. In the early days, I didn't think I did, and I learned that the hard way. But really is, let's just think about it, right? If you're super disciplined but you're not asking the right questions, then you may not be spending, you may not be focused on the right things and executing on the right things. If you're super curious and don't know how to put it into actual action, then you're just a bunch of strategy without any execution. And so I don't think there's a world where the two can live on their own. I think there's only a world where the two live together, and together is kind of the perfect mess, perfect package for anybody going to live their day. And I think if I think about it from a personal perspective, it's kind of what drives me every day as I think about, how do I get better is kind of what I think about. How do I get better in every conversation? But then doing it is different than thinking about it. And I think that's what I found more meaningful, actually. I think together they're more meaningful too. It's not just driving results. It's about the fact that you get meaning out of that.
Awesome. Ram, thank you for sharing your wisdom on this behind the closed doors episode.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, Wills.